Here I am at the Plainville Skate Park. It's about an hour drive from where I live, so I had some time to reflect on my skateboard journey, driving to the Plainville Skate Park. I thought about how skateboarding was one of the biggest dreams of my life, especially through high school. I even considered going pro. I was so dedicated to the sport, so involved with the culture, enthralled with the lifestyle. I even had a skateboard company called Dance for a brief stint. And through the years, that dream evolved. I flew out to California for skateboarding, but ended up coming back to my home state of Georgia after that short trip. It was a blast still. Visited San Francisco and some of the iconic spots, Embarcadero. That was one stage of my skateboarding dream. I loved skateboarding not just for the sport, I also loved it for the art. I enjoyed doing art on grip tape. Professionals like Mark Gonzalez, who did art on his grip tape, inspired me to do art on my grip tape, and other pros that did the artwork for their own skateboard graphics inspired me as well. So a skateboard dream has been a big dream of mine, and over the years I've had to lay it down because God told me to. And that wasn't easy. It was a lot of sacrifice, a lot of surrender, questioning. If I lay down one of my major passions and dreams, what am I going to be doing? And that answer wasn't given right away. So I was invited onto a journey of discovery, which was fun, which involved mourning at times as well, because I had to die to a dream I had, even from my youth. And it was realistic to carry on in that dream into my adulthood because of my art background. But I still had to lay it down. Fast forward into my 40s, Father God reminded me of that dream. I had my skateboard in my living space, unused for many years, but he told me, hey, go ahead and do a skateboard video for 40 years of your life on Earth. So I did a skateboard video called Skateboard Dream at 40. It's on YouTube if you want to look it up. So even though I had to lay down that dream for God to discover my higher purpose, my higher calling, God was still generous enough to not ignore that passion in my heart, and He gave me the grace to do that video. That was not easy. Imagine, I was working 2 jobs, more than 40 hours a week, both jobs similar to this, walking around on concrete floor. So you could imagine my legs were not super energized. Even by the weekend when I had some free time to skateboard, walking around on my feet all the time wasn't easy to get on the board again. And plus that gap of not skating for so long, it wasn't easy to pick up skateboard tricks. At 40, I still had a desire. I thought, well, I can pick up some of the old tricks I used to do. And I had to pray a lot not to get hurt. Didn't have health insurance at the time. Had some responsibilities like child support. That was risky, but I had the assurance Father God was leading me to do it. So what I'm saying here is, even though we may have to lay down some dreams for God, He is conscious of the desires of our heart. He's mindful of what moves us in life. And He's not a dream killer. He's a dream redeemer. He didn't let that dream entirely die. He just repurposed it so that when I put it on hold to pick up later on in life at 40, it was a reminder that Father God is a destiny God. And the skateboarding dream became a theme of how, even though I was traveling through life, my chosen vehicle was skateboards. I was traveling through life on a skateboard. Even in that journey, there's still a destiny. So Father God allowed me to meditate on destiny when I was riding my board, doing tricks, having my kids video different parts so I can put together a short snapshot of my life turning 40, put it into a video, and memorialize it on YouTube so that I have a reminder that Father God, although He reminds me that there was sacrifice and surrender to lay down a dream, He reminded me too that He repurposes those dreams. So here I am, more than 10 years later, again at the skate park. Now in my 50s. I don't know if I'll do a skateboard video in my 50s, but even though I had a long break from skateboarding, here I am again. I'm riding on my board, and it's a dream that didn't entirely die. It's just repurposed. And the way that it's redeemed now in this stage of my life is I'm riding on my board so that I can set up a time where I'll be riding with my nephew here soon. He's old enough to skateboard and he wants to ride with his uncle. So how cool is that? I still get to ride, still get to express myself on a board. The first platform I actually had in life, this was before the internet craze even began, before YouTube started. I had a platform. It was my skateboard, my form of self-expression, my vehicle for growth and risk-taking and pushing myself to the limits to do things that I never thought I'd be able to do before. That's what skateboarding was for me. Now I'm rolling around seeing if I can do some more tricks, but I'll be riding with family. So skateboarding to me in this phase of my life has been redeemed in legacy, family and legacy, and sharing a pastime that my nephew and I have in common, that we both enjoy, a fellowship. So super excited about that, and I don't regret laying down my skateboard dreams of my youth, as big and ambitious as they were, because Father God gave me something better, a bigger dream. A dream that wasn't just going to fulfill me, but that has the potential to impact many more people. And it's just as exciting, just as thrilling, just as stretching, just as much of a risk-taking opportunity as skateboarding was, just in different ways. So I want to tell you today that Father God is not a dream killer. He's a dream redeemer. And if he has asked you to lay down dreams, just know He's a kind Father, and He's asking you to lay it down for a higher purpose, a higher calling for your life, for destiny. And know that He's kind enough to let you pick it up here every once in a while, because He knows your heart. But remember, if He's asking you to lay something down, it's because He's raising you up to do something that's bigger and better, not just for your life, but for others, and to establish a relationship with Father God that you could never dream of or imagine. So I hope this encourages you. I'm going to let you go. I'll see you in the next video. I'm going to jump on my board and hit this skate park. The Plainville Skate Park. See you in the next video.